Alrighty, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and this is me from Barnes and Nobles. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the obvious question, which is why it's important for women to read. Reading is important because, for the most part, most of the influences that we have on a daily basis are negative. The people who are around us are not good examples. The likelihood of you being raised in a fucked up environment is pretty high. You see, because most people are wrong. You see, most people had a pretty bad upbringing, and so for the most part, we don't have good influences. We really don't. And for me, I had a good influence. My mom was an extremely nice lady, extremely smart. She was actually a doctor. But the problem was that we had the old school thinking, which is you got to go to work. She taught me that don't hit back, don't fight back. If someone hates you, don't hit them back. Those are values that are to bring peace to the world. The problem is that that example helps, to become a good and compassionate person, but it causes people to push on you and to bully you, right? And so a lot of the belief systems that we have come from mentalities that don't really fit the times. And the problem is that most people don't ever change their belief system as they grow up. Most people maintain the belief system that they were raised in. And the thing is, you got to keep updating that shit like an Apple, like an Apple iPhone. So one of the things that I did is that because I was raised in an environment where I didn't have a lot of good examples, like in terms of business and earning a lot of money. In terms of character, that was good, but in terms of like earning money and stuff like that, I really didn't have that, right? So one of the things that I did, I said to myself, you know what? If I don't have those people, then I'm just going to start reading books obsessively. And the thing is that I didn't read books because I enjoyed reading books, because I never liked reading, to be honest with you. Like I even now I struggle reading. I just have my moments when I'm able to focus. But for the most part, the reason why I started reading was because of an obsession to succeed, a desire to have a certain life that I wanted. And I knew that the way that I was thinking at the time wasn't really conducive to giving me the type of lifestyle that I wanted. So I literally just said to myself, you know what? I gotta find something. I couldn't find anyone around me that had a good business example. Most people just worked 9 to 5. Nobody knew how to make money outside of work. And whenever I turned to anyone, they told me you gotta find a job. And I said to myself, fuck that shit. That's not gonna happen. So I just started reading. For example, like one of the first books that I read was it called? It's called Daily Rituals, and Daily Rituals talks about the rituals that the most successful people do on a daily basis. And I started reading. I was like, wow, like this is why they're successful, because they're consistent in certain things. And one of the things I started doing is that I stopped reading a lot of books. You see, we all become informational junkies. I just began reading a book that resonated with me, and I became obsessed about that book, and I kept reading it. Yo, I read The Power of Now like 30 times in the past year. 30 times. You see? And so when you become obsessed about one book and master that one book, you begin to think like the author. See what I'm saying? So what I always recommend people to do is not to read a lot of books, but become obsessed about one book and master that one book. Read all about it, understand the way the author thinks, and become obsessed about the way they think. When your brain becomes obsessed about something, it begins to embody that obsession. See what I'm saying? And so that's why I always recommend people to read, because if you don't do that, then you're not really going to show your brain how you want to think. So one of the ways to get mentors is to become obsessed about an author and learn everything about them. Read all of their books. See, for me at the time was Eckhart Tolle, but now it's Robert Greene. You see, and so now I'm transitioning from mindfulness to the art of manipulation and how to get things done in a very subtle and social way. You see what I'm saying? So for you women, if you notice you have low self-esteem, then find an example. Read all of their books. For example, someone that I recommend is Eckhart Tolle. Read all his books. Become obsessed about his books. Don't just read it once, but read it a lot. Watch my channel a lot. Or Tara Bach, that's another one, of Radical Acceptance. Read her books and become obsessed about her books. And I can promise you, like, if you don't have an example in your life, just create an imaginary example. Don't go crazy and psychotic, but just create someone and read all of their books. Right? So I don't recommend reading a lot of books, but rather I recommend reading a specific amount of books, become obsessed about it, value what you want out of them, and imagine yourself being like them. And your brain is going to ensure that you get those qualities. So if it's high self-esteem, you're going to get it. If it's a big butt, then you're going to get that. But you're not going to focus on the self-esteem part. You see what I'm saying? So that's where you got to find the right person. Don't look for the superficial things. Look at their values, what they value in their craft. Do they value their inner parts, or do they value the external parts? See, to find the right person, because you become who you admire. Admire the right people, and success is inevitable. Anyways, it's alex@mindfulattraction.org. Making short, quick videos today. Let's call this the short week, right? And have a good day, and bye bye.